Despite the cold, we are changing from all of this winter gear and into workout clothes because the secret to a long life just might be inside this Allegan County gym.
The motto here at Rivertown Gym and Fitness is believe, achieve, no excuses.
And they laugh when they say if I fall down, I get up by myself. I don't get anybody to help me.
Perhaps no one embodies that more than Don Forrester.
My birth date is 1/10/30, January 10th of 1930.
So that makes you?
I think it's 94 years old.
I think that math checks out.
Don first started his fitness journey on March 11th, 2003. Back then it was for his health, but now it's part of his lifestyle.
My local doctor told me 20 years ago, he says, Don, you ought to go to the gym and work out. Now he's retired and he comes out here and works out with me. 20 years later, I still keep coming to the gym. They just can't get rid of me.
This is where you'll find Don 3 to 4 days a week, and they always start the exact same way.
I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I have a big bowl of Cheerios and a cup of coffee, and I try to get to the gym by 7 o'clock.
Don works out for a full hour. He has a list of 9 exercises he cycles through.
This is my first pulls in the morning.
Focusing on every part of the body.
I do the 15 and that loosens the muscles up in my legs.
Sticking to a strict routine.
He keeps track of me pretty close.
Formulated by Todd Greenman, the gym's co-founder.
We're doing what we can based off of some of the limitations as we progress in age. The longer we stay on this side of dirt, but we still challenge them. So yeah, it's been fun.
Don supplements his workouts with trips to the doctor and a dietitian, but he says his main health and wellness coach, well, that would be his wife at home.
She makes sure that I get off to the gym every morning, and I try to, if I go to reach in the cookie jar with my hands, she always slaps my hands, so it keeps me straight and on the narrow. But after 71 years, you know, I have to kind of listen to her.
As much as Don wants his story to show that limits can be an illusion,
emphasize that if you're 94 years old, you go to the gym, you work out. Don't let age bother you. Just do it.
He did say something during our interview that helped me realize what truly keeps him coming back.
I keep the muscles in my arm because my wife has physical problems, and when if she falls on the floor, I've got to reach down and be able to pick her up and put her in the chair.
Whatever the reason, Don knows he is not ready to give this up anytime soon.
It's just a way of life. It's a routine. It's just like going to work every morning. You do it. That's just the way it goes.
So I guess if Don taught us anything, it's this. Find a routine, stick to it, watch your diet, avoid the sweets, and love might be the best motivator that you can find. Here in Allegan, Max Goldwasser, Fox 17 News.
The Grand Rapids Airport set a new record for passengers for 2023. According to the airport, almost 3.8 million people traveled last year through GRR, 6% increase from the last record year in 2019. To celebrate the achievement, the airport hosted a variety of festivities throughout their terminals today, including live music, free gifts, and a visit from West Michigan therapy dogs. The FAA ranks GRR as one of the fastest growing airports in the country, and it's currently undergoing a $600 million expansion.
We really are the airport for West Michigan, so we're seeing organic growth in this area, more people moving to West Michigan, as well as people choosing the Ford Airport over other airports.
Soon, the airport will also complete phase 2 of the new Terminal A expansion, and they will extend baggage claim and ticketing spaces while also adding a checked baggage inspection system. Winter fun for the whole family. If you've ever wanted to try things like cross-country skiing, luge, or even speed skating, look no further than Muskegon's annual Tri-Athlon. Coming up, we're trying something new, and we'll show you how to do it too.
The weather might be a little warmer than usual right now, but that's not stopping people here in Muskegon from enjoying all the winter sports this time of the year has to offer.
February 11th, we're going to have our triathlon. It'll be the 25th annual triathlon, which is normally 3 events: cross-country skiing, luge, and ice speed skating. And we're going to teach you everything you need to know in 20 minutes so we can get you into the competition. There's no big prizes. And in fact, it's more of a fun family event. The real competition is between families, and so we encourage families to come out.
And yes, that's even true with our warmer forecast, because Mark and his team have backup plans.
We have artificial ice here, and we could have speed skating on artificial ice. We have the regular ice luge track, but if that's not operable, we have a backup summer wheel luge track. And if there's not enough snow on the trails to cross country ski, we're going to have either bike racing on the big rink that we have, or we could have biathlon, which is run and then shoot.
For more information about registration and the event, check out this story on our website, fox17online.com. Reporting from Muskegon, Andy Curtis, Fox 17 News.
Well, it is another gloomy day here in West Michigan. We are taking a live look now over South Haven, where the waves are crashing along the shoreline, and we do have a little bit of our ice remaining, but most of it has melted at this point. We are likely to see a few breaks in the clouds as we go throughout the next few hours, but as for tonight and into tomorrow, our cloud deck will return, and that's because we have a very weak cold front that is stationed towards our north. It's going to provide the chance of some patchy drizzle moving into tomorrow, but for now we are mainly dry over West Michigan. Temperatures are currently in the 30s as we take a live look now over downtown Grand Rapids, 38 in Hastings and 37 in Allegan. We still do fall under a flood warning until Sunday morning for the Grand River near Comstock Park. An update to an additional flood warning for Maple River near Maple Rapids. This is now in effect until Tuesday morning. So just into our Fox 17 Weather Center from the National Weather Service, an update there. A flood warning is also in effect until Friday evening for the St. Joseph River near Three Rivers, which is mainly north of Constantine. Please remember never to travel through flooded waters and stay updated with Fox 17. This is a look at our current river level status. You can get a map just like this one by visiting fox17online.com/weather and clicking on a link so you can see your individual river and all of the associated information. A look at our satellite and radar shows that we do have our cloud cover. In addition to that, there's a few breaks in our clouds closer towards our south, but there is a system, a weak cold front developing towards our north. This is going to give us a blanket of cloud cover throughout the day tomorrow and the possibility of some patchy drizzle. A few breaks in the clouds are possible for tonight, but again, because of the moisture that we have in our atmosphere, it's going to be really hard to break down that cloud deck that we have. More cloud cover will be filtering in from the north, a possibility of a stray sprinkle, maybe even a flurry throughout the day on Thursday. You can see a little bit of our pop-up precipitation, but cloud cover will dissipate throughout the day on Friday. We'll kick off the day with partly cloudy skies on Friday, eventually becoming mostly sunny later in the day, and the weekend, mostly sunny skies both days. We need the sunshine here in West Michigan, and we're finally going to see it. Temperatures for tonight, they'll be in the 30s, an overnight low of 36 in Grand Rapids, 35 in Battle Creek. Daytime high temperatures tomorrow will remain in the upper 30s to the lower 40s with more of that cloud cover and a high of 42 in Grand Rapids, in addition to a high of 44 in Kalamazoo, well above average for this time of year. The chance of precipitation is not zero tomorrow, but it's very limited. The remainder of the week will be completely dry. Take a look at our 7-day forecast. A high temperature of 40 on Friday with a mix of sun and clouds. Plenty of sunshine on Saturday and Sunday. Each and every day of our 7-day forecast looks mainly dry with overnight lows in the 20s. Stay tuned with us for your latest forecast.
During heated testimony about the effects of social media on young people,
would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg stood to face parents who say their children were exploited on social media. Zuckerberg told them he's sorry for what they've been through. The Facebook founder was one of 5 chief executives of big tech companies to answer lawmakers' questions about the potential harms of their products on teens. Behind them, family members holding photos of victims, children's advocates, and lawmakers say companies are not doing enough to protect children. Senator Lindsey Graham told Zuckerberg and other CEOs they have blood on their hands.
You have a product that's killing people.
The executives touted existing safety tools and the work they've done to protect minors.
We're going to continue to monitor the research and use it to inform our roadmap.
Just a few days ago, he was on a risky medical mission in Gaza. Now, safely back in suburban Chicago, he is processing and sharing all that he witnessed.
And this is a patient on the floor.
Over the past 15 years, Dr. Zaher Sahlul has visited some of the worst conflict areas in the world.
In Syria, in Yemen, in Lebanon, in Bangladesh, in Gaza multiple times, in Ukraine.
But Gaza today, he says, is in a sad category of its own.
In terms of the scale of the suffering, the scale of the impact of the war on the population.
As the president of Med Global, an international non-profit, Sahlul just returned from a 2-week medical mission in southern Gaza with 5 other US-based doctors.
We were seeing between 700 to 800 patients every day.
His raspy voice, the result of a chest infection, reflecting poor health conditions on the ground.
The crowding situation, the poor ventilation, of course.
From a window inside Al Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis, where Sahlul assisted in the ICU for a few days,
you open the window and you see the smoke.
The Chicago area doctor says he could see bombs falling from the sky.
And then you see an influx of people coming to the hospitals.
During his trip, Sahlul says such mass casualty events happened every few hours and disproportionately impacted children.
This child had a brain injury and he was unconscious. And Dr. Ahmed was trying to put him on life support.
Even after life-saving operations, Sahlul says some patients ended up dying due to limited medical resources.
Some of them linger, awaiting to be evacuated somewhere. And this evacuation doesn't happen. And they eventually die because of complications.
By the end of Sahlul's mission, Khan Yunis had been encircled by Israeli forces, prompting a mass exodus of civilians further south.
You see the desperation on the children's faces, on the elderlies. People are in the street because there's no tents for them. And it was cold and it was windy.
But even in the midst of such agony, Sahlul says he found the Gazans to be honorable.
They were very dignified. They did not have bitterness that I expected to see.
Besides providing medical aid, Sahlul says he also went to Gaza to bear witness and share with the world what he saw and what Gazans told him.
They just wanted this war to end so they can focus on rebuilding what has been destroyed.
Ben Chamiso, Scripps News, Burr Ridge, Illinois.
With high home prices and higher mortgage rates, many house hunters are struggling to find an option that fits their needs and budget. There may be good news ahead, though.
We are going to see lower mortgage rates in the second half of this year.
Mark Wakefield is a lending officer. He believes there's light at the end of the tunnel for Americans waiting to buy.
Hang in there, and I think better times are ahead.
Big job cuts are ahead for another retailer. Levi Strauss will cut 10 to 15% of its workforce this year. The announcement comes as Macy's and Wayfair also announced layoffs to reduce costs. More companies are making employees return to the office. UPS, JP Morgan Chase, and Boeing are just a few of the businesses planning to again require 5 days in the office. According to Scoop, among Fortune 500 companies, 82% offer some remote work. Changes are coming to your For You page. Universal Music Group says it will no longer allow its music on TikTok. That means sounds from Taylor Swift, Drake, Adele, Billie Eilish, and Bad Bunny will soon be unavailable.
A glass of fruit juice may be something for your kids to enjoy throughout the day, but drinking too much could impact their health. A new analysis of previous studies finds the amount of sugar that is being consumed in those juices can lead to insulin resistance, diabetes, obesity, and other chronic conditions over time.
So if you eat a whole apple, you get the fiber, and that fiber will slow down how quickly your body absorbs that sugar. So you'll actually have less of an insulin spike when you consume the whole apple versus when you drink like a cup of apple juice or 2 cups of apple juice.
According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, the people drinking too much of these drinks are kids under 8 years old. Pediatricians say parents tend to give their children these juices because they enjoy them so much. However, Dr. Heather Isaacson with UC Health in Colorado recommends parents should cut back on fruit juices and focus on giving kids whole fruit and other drink options.
Usually I recommend that they only give juice for special occasions. So typically, I will recommend only like birthday parties or holiday celebrations and that it not be an everyday thing. I really think that they should be offered milk and water, and those should be the main choices.
Finding a dietitian can help with your health goals in the new year, and finding one that is familiar with your culture's food is important. We're looking at how a health app is making that connection.
I'm John Matteries. Have you ever been unable to make a financial decision, so you do nothing? We're showing you the best ways to overcome that. Coming up.
Today, the director of the FBI told a panel of lawmakers that Chinese hackers are preparing to, quote, wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to the U.S.
Their adversaries are getting more and more sophisticated.
Director Christopher Wray warns hackers are targeting things like water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our pipelines, and our transportation systems. The Chinese government has denied allegations of hacking efforts. A vote on whether to impeach the Homeland Security Secretary is expected before the full House next week. That's according to a social media post from House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. Early today, the Homeland Security Committee recommended 2 articles of impeachment against Alejandro Mayorkas. Committee members voted along party lines. Next month, President Joe Biden will visit East Palestine, Ohio. The visit comes a year after the fiery train derailment that displaced thousands of residents. Many in the eastern Ohio town still have lingering fears about the potential harmful health effects. Toxic chemicals spilled when a Norfolk Southern train went off the tracks. eBay will pay a $59 million settlement over the sale of pill press machines on the platform. The machines can be used to manufacture counterfeit pills that can be laced with substances such as fentanyl. The Department of Justice says eBay failed to meet specific requirements that allow the machines to be traced.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Taking a live look over Stanton, we do have some cloud cover in the mix. Temperatures are likely to remain in the 30s throughout the rest of our evening and overnight hours, and our cloud cover is going nowhere. We could see a few breaks in the clouds in southwest Michigan, but even as we take a live look now over South Haven, you can still see the blanket of cloud cover. Still a beautiful day with some seagulls enjoying a little bit of warmth over West Michigan at the moment. Our visible satellite and radar shows you can see a little bit of clearing towards our west, but that will be very brief. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies are likely for tonight. A look at our satellite and radar shows completely dry conditions. There is a system, a very weak cold front, developing towards our north and our west. This is going to slide over the state for tomorrow, giving us the chance of patchy drizzle. After that, the remainder of the week will be dry and sunshine is making a comeback. Temperatures are likely to be in the upper 30s for the rest of the night. Right now we're at 38 degrees in Grand Rapids. Winds are from the southwest, ranging between 10 to about 20 miles an hour. And tonight, our overnight low will be 36 degrees. Mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies, winds from the west. And tomorrow, a high temperature of 42. Thursday brings the chance of patchy drizzle with winds from the northwest and the north between 5 to about 10 miles an hour. Looking ahead for the rest of the week, sunshine. We finally get to see some sun, a mix of sun and clouds on Friday with a high of 40 and a high of 43 on Saturday.
The country's largest police department will be making a major change in how it interacts with the public over the objections of the local police union and the mayor. every officer in the NYPD will have to record the race of anyone they question in furtherance of an investigation, a step that advocates say is important for transparency and that critics believe will bury them in paperwork. New York City's How Many Stops Act is set to become law in the Big Apple after the New York City Council voted to override a veto by Mayor Eric Adams. The bill requires NYPD to document certain police-civilian investigative encounters, including what NYPD refers to as Level 1 stops, where an officer requests information without any suspicion of criminal activity.
A lot of people are considering Level 1s to be stops, when in fact they should be interactions that involve no criminal conduct. There's no allegation of criminal conduct.
Mark Claxton is the director for the Black Law Enforcement Alliance and a retired NYPD detective.
Very easily, they could speak to 20 or 30 people in a short period of time trying to get information. Well, that's 20 or 30 people, 20 or 30 entries that they'll have to make.
NYPD already requires officers to document interactions that are deemed Level 2 and higher, where there is a founded suspicion of criminal activity. In a statement, Mayor Eric Adams said the new law would require documentation for millions of encounters and would slow down police officers, inevitably compromising public safety. Advocates, however, call it a vital step toward transparency.
The resistance to this legislation is disturbing. The resistance to truth-telling of data, of who is being stopped in the city of New York, is disturbing to me.
And a safeguard against backsliding into stop-and-frisk policies from the early 90s, policies that overwhelmingly impacted Black and brown communities.
If this was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and we didn't have the data about the abuses of stop, question, frisk, we probably never would have been able to try and address that with a remedial process.
Claxton says if this bill becomes law as is, the result won't be the increased transparency advocates hope for, but rather a decrease in the kind of community interactions that build trust between officers and citizens.
What police officers will do is to say, I'm not going to risk whether I'm required to document this kind of interaction, so I'll just avoid those interactions. And that really is an unfortunate byproduct of bad legislation.
The legislation is set to take effect in September of 2024. Jamal Andrus, Scripps News.
The Federal Aviation Administration is reporting a dangerous rise in the number of lasers illegally pointed at aircrafts while in flight. Last year, the FAA recorded more than 13,000 laser incidents. That's up from about 9,400 in 2022 and about 5,600 back in 2018. The FAA says lasers can distract pilots and cause temporary blindness. Laser strikes violate federal law and come with civil penalties up to $11,000 per violation.
2024 is a big year for spaceflight. Already we've seen some exciting launches, and there's a whole lot more where that came from. First up, we're heading back to the moon. We have ignition.
The moon is hot. It's hot again. It's taken a long time, but it's hot again. We have not had a NASA-funded payload on the moon in over 50 years. We just hit a couple of sites, 6 landings, all on the near side of the moon, all near the equator. And as it turns out, from what we know today, we didn't even go to the most interesting places.
The CLPS program, or Commercial Lunar Payload Service Program, is heading to the moon. Its mission is to speed up delivery of experiments and equipment onto the moon for science, exploration, and commercial development. T-minus 10. Now, it's been a rocky start. The Peregrine lander didn't make it to the moon and instead burned up in the Earth's atmosphere, but that is not stopping this mission from moving forward.
I never thought it was going to take this long to happen, but finally it is. You know, our first radio telescope next month going to the moon. So this is really exciting.
And that's not all that's happening on the moon. The Viper mission will be looking for water there. Other countries like Japan and China also have their eye on the moon, as do private companies. So the race is on.
Well, there's still a lot of science that has to be done on the moon.
There's some serious startup companies that are looking at how they would go about mining the moon and to with the extraction of resources from the moon like aluminum and silicon.
Also planned for this year, the Hera mission launched by the European Space Agency. It's headed to the Dimorphos asteroid that NASA collided with to try to change its trajectory. This mission will analyze how much the collision affected that asteroid. NASA's Europa Clipper mission, meanwhile, is headed to Jupiter to check out one of its moons for signs of life. There's a whole lot more happening in space this year, so get ready for some exciting launches and some big steps forward in science.
Have you ever been so overwhelmed by a decision that you decided to do nothing just to avoid making a bad call? Well, it often happens when it comes to money. It's called financial dysmorphia. But we're looking into how to overcome it.
The fear of spending money is how I would describe it.
Siobhan Roman is a personal finance expert. She says financial dysmorphia is more than just a term.
I see it every single day.
It can affect people in different ways, but
the impact is really what bothers me the most.
That impact is a massive loss in net worth that's compounded over time. Siobhan says many people experience money dysmorphia after experiencing financial trauma, which can be passed down through generations.
Think about your